Audio article by the Common Constitutionalist entitled The Business of Climate Change and the Rise of the Ocean. In 2015, TakePart.com posted an article citing what coastal cities will look like after the sea levels rise. They write, quote, "Sea level rise is coming. Even if we keep global temperatures from rising more than 2 degrees Celsius above historic norms, the benchmark for avoiding catastrophic climate warming, we may still see oceans creep 4 feet farther inland by 2100 and rise 20 feet by as soon as 2200, unquote. I like the hysteric hyperbole, catastrophic climate warming, and the fact or non-fact that we may still see oceans rising, which can equally mean that we may not. It's a trick the warming alarmists always use, figuring most will not pick up on the may and instead will hear will. And if you buy into this nonsense, this is what you will hear. The article cites a study published in the journal Science, where researchers compared CO2 levels of today with the last time they claimed the levels were similar. It was apparently 120,000 years ago, when the level was roughly the same as today at approximately 400 parts per million. They claimed that, quote, back then the average global temperature was around 1 to 2 degrees higher than it is now, and the sea level was about 20 feet higher, unquote. I assume that this is supposed to scare all the believers into thinking that Agua Armageddon is right around the corner. See, the CO2 levels are the same. Better get to higher ground. Don't think about what was just said, just run. Yes, run, because if you thought about it, you too might be skeptical. Let me break it down. According to scientists, the last time atmospheric CO2 was at the same level as today was 120,000 years ago. If CO2 were the driver for warming, would it not already be 1 to 2 degrees warmer than it is? And would not the sea have risen 20 feet by now? But it hasn't, which once again proves that these climate scientists really have little idea of what changes the climate. I certainly don't, but at least I admit it. Now, climate change may be something to be studied, but even more, it is a business, and a lucrative one at that. For proof, just look at the reaction of Elon Musk when he heard the news of Trump pulling out of the Paris Wealth Distribution Treaty. Musk tweeted, quote, "Am departing presidential councils. Climate change is real. Leaving Paris is not good for America or the world," unquote. Yes, Elon, if that is your real name, climate change is real profitable. Now, no one is doubting that Musk is an innovator, but between Tesla, SpaceX, and his latest venture, Solar City, Musk is by far the largest welfare recipient in the history of the world. No one, not even Al Gore, has been able to parlay the global warming hoax into billions of dollars. If not for government subsidies, tax breaks, and giveaways, Musk would have gone bust long ago. As of 2015, his companies had received an estimated $4.9 billion in government support. Quote, "He definitely goes where there is government money," unquote, said Dan Dolev, an analyst at Jefferies Equity Research. Conservative Review writes that, quote, "All the tech pioneers' major businesses rely on taxpayer subsidies, but specifically concerning the Paris Agreement, America's withdrawal most threatens his Tesla solar subsidy. The fact Solar City has already received about $1.5 billion thanks to massive cronyist tax credits and hardly pays any taxes seems not to enter into the equation for Musk," unquote. Right. New York State is spending $750 million to build a solar panel factory in Buffalo for Solar City. The San Mateo, California-based Solar City will lease the plant for $1 a year. It will not pay any property taxes for a decade, which would otherwise total an estimated $260 million. Yet even after all the giveaways and tax breaks, Solar City consistently reports quarterly losses to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars. Last year, the company reported a net loss of $820 million and laid off thousands of employees in response. Small wonder Elon Musk abandoned the Trumpster. Musk knows who butters his bread, and it is evidently not Trump. Thank heavens we finally have a president and an administration who has wised up to the greatest scam ever perpetrated. But the alarmists, as we've witnessed, won't go quietly into the night or the rising tide. The fight's far from over. In fact, it has just begun, which is why we deniers must continue to cite brave scientists who dare to buck the system and instead give us the facts about global warming and sea levels rising. I think I will devote Sunday's podcast to just such a denier, one Nils Axel Mourner. Thank you for listening.